Hey, what's up, guys? It's Robin, and this is Robster FPL, and this is my Game Week 5 team selection and captaincy confirmation. So, a quick recap of my Game Week 4 team, and this is what it looked like. Ronaldo did really well. I'm quite happy with my midfield. Torres and Jota at the moment are big picks. If they can keep their minutes, they're really good value for money. Salah, ever reliable, and you need to have him in your team. Ismail Sarr, really good next 3 fixtures, and I feel like he's a must in my team, and it's someone I really like. The focal point of Watford, and I enjoy having him in my team. Even if he blanks a little bit, I have faith that he's going to come off big really soon. Going into my defense, and wow, they really performed. Every single member in my defense kept a clean sheet. Trent being Trent, clean sheet and assist, excellent. Ben White, Semedo, Duffy, Livramento, and Sanchez all kept clean sheets and looked really good. Semedo had 2 clear one-on-one chances that he couldn't bury. Another game week, it would have been a goal, maybe a goal and an assist. He's looking really threatening on the right wing back for Wolves, and their fixture run is excellent. Up top is where my problems are at the moment. Yes, Ronaldo got 26 points, and that is great. That is what we want. But Antonio and Calvert-Lewin, 0 and -1 respectively, is not good enough. So what should I do? What is the call? In the previous video, I asked you, what do you think? Bamford or Jimenez? And for who? I've got 2 players out at the moment. So yes, Duffy can play again. I would have preferred to play the front 3, but both of these guys being out for the next, or Antonio for 1 week and Dominic Calvert-Lewin out for 3 weeks, the obvious option is getting rid of Calvert-Lewin and then deciding, should I take a hit to get Antonio out for someone that's going to play this week, or should I play Duffy or Livramento and just rest and keep Antonio on the bench, because next week is fixtures turn again. If you look at Antonio, Leicester, Leeds and Brentford are really good fixtures. Everton, Spurs and Aston Villa aren't bad, and especially if he's on form, it's not bad at all. So it might be worth keeping him on the bench for the games against Leeds and Brentford next week. If you look at Calvert-Lewin, they say he's only going to be back 2nd of October. And that's more than likely he's actually only going to be back on the 17th after the international break, so they're giving him proper time for recovery. I can't have 8 million in a striker that's not playing for the next 3 weeks. So Calvert-Lewin out. And if you might have guessed it, I'm not talking as much about Leeds, and I've been talking a lot about Wolves. So the transfer I've made is Jimenez. Jimenez in for Calvert-Lewin. Their fixture run is absolutely great. Yes, he hasn't got any goal contributions so far, but played 90 minutes in every single match, and this is that fixture run. Brentford, Southampton, Newcastle. If you look at all the games up to game week 14, the only game that could be considered difficult offensively is probably Everton at home. And are they actually that great of a team? Not really. They're a good team, but it's not a big team like Liverpool or City. So for Raul Jimenez, excellent run of fixtures, and he's looked really good. He's looked sharp. It just hasn't fallen for him. And if you look at the teams they've played against, Leicester, Tottenham and Man United, 3 very big games, so it wasn't expected of him to do as well in those 3 games. Yes, maybe he had a chance or 2 against Watford that wasn't buried, but I think Raul Jimenez, as soon as he gets that first goal, the relief off his shoulders of being out for so long is going to be so big. And being at home in front of the crowds against Brentford, that's going to be amazing. And I call it. He's going to score against Brentford, and it's going to be an amazing scene to watch that. Jimenez, there's going to be a goal. It's going to be a tap in from a byline cross from Semedo. That's my call. That's my prediction. Maybe a bit of bias, because I want Semedo to assist Jimenez. But it's going to be good play down the right. Semedo down to the byline, pulls it back. One-time finish Jimenez. Calling it now. Let's see what my prediction ends up being. Looking at the rest of the team, and the fixtures for my players look really good. The triple up at home for Liverpool against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace looked good against Tottenham, but are they a good team? Not really. They're still probably going to end up in the bottom 6 or 7. Duffy and Sanchez. Against Leicester, who generally have a good attacking team with Vardy, is not the pick that I really wanted, but based on Leicester's attack looking sluggish this start of this season, with Iheanacho and Patsu not coming off as well yet. Vardy got a goal or 2 so far, but they haven't looked as threatening as Leicester of last season and the season before. With Brighton's really good defense, a double up could pay off. So I don't believe taking a hit for Antonio to bring in another striker is going to be worth it in the long run, just to replace Duffy for this 1 week. Brighton at home, defensively really, really sharp, and he's played 90 minutes every single game so far. So I believe in him. Home fixtures looking really, really solid so far. I think they've got a real chance of actually keeping a clean sheet there. White against Burnley. Burnley notoriously one of the worst attacking teams in the league, and Arsenal's defense looking really sharp. Last season, as many people spoke about, third best defensive team last season. So Arsenal's defense is quite solid, and we saw it last week with William and White back in the centre-back pairing. They looked much more solid. Going through, spoke a lot about Samero. I think he's going to be a real, really big pick, especially of these fixtures that I showed for Jimenez. And going through, Torres, is he going to be my captain? Am I going to go for it, or am I going to regret it? At this moment, I'm 1.3 millionth in the world. I should be top 500,000 and making a bigger push. That's why the early wild card was played. Should I take another risk? At this moment, I'm keeping it as is. And I hope that Torres starts, and hope that the Man City's home form stays where it is. So that's my big thing. I could still make a last minute switch to a safer option of Salah. But at this moment, it's Torres, and if not, it's Salah as captain. Ronaldo against Man United, really, really good fixture. And I'll keep him for West Ham and Aston Villa, possibly Everton and Leicester. But around that 7th game week, around that 8th game week is when the Chelsea fixtures really turn, and their fixtures run up to the game week 14 is really excellent. Yes, coming back at game week 14, the swap will come back in, because this running of a year for Ronaldo is absolutely insane. But this run of fixtures here, you can see in the colour, it's difficult games. City, Tottenham, Liverpool, Leicester away. These aren't easy fixtures. Chelsea there. And over here, Lukaku's fixtures are really good. So for now, for these 2 game weeks, Ronaldo can bank, and I'm really hoping he does. And then after that, it'll move on to Lukaku. And Leeds and Brentford for Antonio. Benched for this weekend for the suspension, but he's back next week. So this is my team. This is my game week 5 team selection. It's only a couple hours before the deadline of Friday night's kickoff. And what should I do? What should I do? I think the probability, if we're looking, the probability that Ferran Torres keeps the captaincy is decreasing the more that I like it. But I feel like it's going to be a last minute, the final hour of the deadline. I'll post on my Instagram. You can look down here. I'll post a story on my Instagram of who my captain is. So if you also want to see what my final decision is, I'll post on my Instagram, link down in the description. But at this moment, I'm probably leaning towards Salah, make the safer call, but that niggling feeling of what if Torres gets that 18-point goal again? What if? And if I have him as captain, that can be really good for me. But all in all, this is my game week, and I'm looking really excited for it. Some excellent fixtures, and it's a Friday deadline, so make sure you get your fixtures and your team selection in early on. It's not a Saturday deadline. The early fixtures this week, if you're looking through to it, Newcastle and Leeds starting, Wolves and Brentford, the early kickoff on Saturday. Then it's the busy Saturday afternoon with Liverpool and City both playing. Everton and Aston Villa, the evening fixture on Saturday. The big derby, the London derby of Spurs and Chelsea, is going to be really interesting. And then it's West Ham and United, which is going to be a really good game early on. And Brighton and Leicester. So to be fair, it's a really good fixture run. Quite a big fixtures to see for this weekend. What am I looking most forward to? Big call. Wolves against Brentford. I want to see Jimenez score that goal. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the footy, and see you guys soon. Take care.